Heat cannot pass from a cold body to a hot one. A ball may fall, but it can also come back up. By rebounding, for instance, heat cannot. This is the only basic law of physics that distinguishes the past from the future, says Carlo Rovelli in his book The Order of Time. None of the others do so. Not Newton's laws governing the mechanics of the world, not the equations for electricity and magnetism formulated by Maxwell, not Einstein's on relativistic gravity, nor those of quantum mechanics devised by Heisenberg, Schrödinger, and Dirac. Not those for elementary particles formulated by 20th century physicists. Not one of these equations distinguishes the past from the future. If a sequence of events is allowed by these equations, so is the same sequence run backwards in time. In the elementary equations of the world, the arrow of time appears only where there is heat. The link between time and heat is therefore fundamental. Every time a difference is manifested between the past and the future, heat is involved. In every sequence of events that becomes absurd, if projected backward, there is something that is heating up. It must be then that we ourselves are vessels of heat, excited particles moving through the world, since we find ourselves constantly crossing thresholds from which we cannot return. Imagine if you could unsay the hurtful thing. Imagine if you could uneat the tempting treat. Imagine if we could unfight the war. Imagine if the child could be unshot or unborn. Imagine you could uninvest the money. Imagine if you could unsee, unfeel, untake, ungive, but you cannot. You are heat. You take in oxygen and give off warmth, like a flame. This is why every bridge you cross can only be crossed once. This is why you must constantly leave the warmth of the known for the colder seeming destination. This is why every time you make love, it is always the first time. This is why we can never know our children or our parents. This is why the length of every life is the same length, because when we die, the body cools and there is no time. This is why, as long as you are alive, you can never run out of time. Breathe in. You are heat, and so you are time. It is in you. It is you. Breathe out. Those who have passed are not gone, because outside of heat, they are outside of time, and so all things can be reversed. Breathe in. When you are anxious and your heart beats too fast, you are simply overflowing with time. So don't try to calm your flame. Learn to enjoy burning. Breathe out. Wherever we are flowing there together, and our flowing there will warm our destination. Breathe in. One day the sun will expand and swallow the earth with its heat, and we will all at once be rocketed into a flaming future. Breathe out. One day the universe will cool, and it will be peaceful like the feeling of a cold new pillow on your cheek as you slip into dreams, the only place in life that's outside of time. Breathe in. In the end, there will be no bridges to cross, no love to make, no children and no parents, no anxiety and no flames, only a silence outside of time. What could we call that silence? Returning? Home? God? Love? I don't need to know now. For now I bathe in my heat and in yours, and flow with you forward.